Okay, now it is time to put this gust bellows to work. Last time you came back to this room, you had a key. Now you have gust bellows, which will allow you to get into the other side. That side, the locked side. Kill these Arakas. Araka. That kind of works. You think it should be like Araka or Erica or something, but no, I mean, it's obviously like an arachnid. They're Arakas. The big boss for this dungeon is called Molderak. As in a Moldorm, which is a giant worm from the Zelda franchise. And Arak is an arachnid, like spiders and scorpions and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go through and blow down all the sand and stuff. In a minute, I'm going to go nuts and clear out an entire room full of dust, and you may or may not want to skip past that part, and that's okay. But gotta touch the OCD there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then to completely center it over that, you need to press it 4 more. 2 just to get it on there. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 and 4. That's what I mean. 4. Just, it's pretty, you know. I don't cut corners. Not that it's a huge difference, but whatever. Fuck off. It's also good that I got the extra pellet pouch. Because there are some of these froaks. I can deal with him later, or I can just do this. Some of these froaks that'll be around. Kaboom! Splooge. Guy from Wind Waker runs the battleship game. Every time you get a hit, he goes kaboom! So in this room, you're barred from going all the way over there until you go to the past. I'll just run here. The options are to peg them with your slingshot, or maybe do a Skyward strike. Okay. Just because it's dangerous.
Let's get dangerous.
I don't need any of this crap. I've got everything but the Dusk Relics. But I can sell them later. Ooh, I made it. Haha. This thing I'm standing on here is a rusted version of a transportation platform. You'll see in a second when I make everything go back to the past. It'll be powered by your gust bellows. And you can get this now. If there's anything back here... If there's anything there, you can just send your beetle around. Because you'll be sending everything to the past before you cross that door. That's why it's also good to have the fast beetle. Or one of the fast beetles. There's a quick beetle and a tough beetle, and I have the tough beetle, which is one step above the quick beetle. Hit the time shift stone and ta-da! Back in the past, and all of this sand disappears. Now these things, pretty much always the red side. You can blow on either side and it'll go either direction. The blue side will go the direction I'm already in. The red side will go the direction I want to go, so it's pretty much always the red side. Always try the red side first. This windmill thing isn't really that hard. If you veer your Wii Remote off left and right, it won't do anything unless you move it quickly. Then it'll whip your sword out. Same applies to your shield. If you move the nunchuck, it'll think you're whipping the shield out. But otherwise, you can move the Wii Remote gently, slowly. It's also worth making note of that pinwheel thing, because that's a pinwheel that becomes relevant later, not that specific one. But you just take note of that design. And on the gate there, before I opened it, it said GATE, G-A-T-E. Or Q-A-P-E, since they double up characters. Sheesh. This thing is a Centrobe. A Sentry Probe. It'll send these little bombs at you after you hit it once. You can either shield bash it to send the missile back, or hit it with your sword. These probes will, you can tell they're little bombs that'll explode after a certain amount of time. They also have a vertical or horizontal slash on them. So if you do a vertical or horizontal stroke, it'll blow those up. They always carry a lot of rupees, so I try to back up in the corner here to get the probe as close as possible to get all the rupees. But this one, you gotta move the platform again. You want the red side, which travels south, whereas the other one went north, or west, and the other one went east. Went too far there. Yay, and I don't care. You gotta be careful crossing between these platforms, because you can easily fall down. So my advice is, be careful, take a running leap. Again, I already used red, so now I can use blue. These I took because they've got a giant magnetic propeller here blocking your way, so if you try to run, you're gonna get shoved off to the side. I really don't think you can reverse this closed, but let's try. Nope. Oh, ho hum, alright. Anyway, my point in that was just to demonstrate that it's tricky, so be careful. It's the best advice I can give you is just be careful. You can hear the bad guy up there. It's not another Centrobe. It's our classic old Beamos. Same thing here. And there's our Quape. Q-A-P-E. Ah. I think it's because when they made this game, they didn't make full 26 characters for the ancient Hylian alphabet. Hey, easy, Chief. They didn't have need for all of those. So they left some letters not decoded. There just aren't some letters. And somebody decided to just double up what they did have. Here you go. Hooray for seeds. So the purpose of this floor is this room is to get past this, not a B-mouse, the other one, Armos. Classic, ancient, rusted old Armos. To get him to move, to get to the gate, which is closed, obviously, you need to move it to the past to get him back to life. This one's not quite as cut and dried as all the others. They've got this kind of zigzag thing going. Last time I went one extra. This time I think I'll go one less than I need. Reason being that it's centered after 3. If you push it a full 4 times, then you go all the way to the end of the track. But then you're just not centered with this thing. It's just not as pretty. You don't have to go up here and back across these platforms. In fact, there's not a whole lot of profit in it if you do. One benefit is at the very end there's an amber relic that is sometimes a goddess plume. Oh, that's... whatever. Just an amber relic, and that's okay. So none of that made it go back to the past. If you look carefully behind this quape, or gate, there's a chest that you need. There's also a couple of dunes to blow down. One of those dunes houses a time shift stone. You can use your pellet, your slingshot, to hit that, or if you want to do it the hard way, you can use a Skyward strike. Which still doesn't open the quape. Again, always the red side. This guy has two switches. Once you piss him off, he'll become a little bit more fervent. Otherwise, once you leave this semicircle here, he'll go back to his guard duty. And then I've never been able to actually run around and get that other side. And hitting the blue side still rotates it the same direction. So, again, just red side. Always blow the red side. That's what she said. Not that the dungeon map does much good, we've gone into everything but like 2 rooms. Too little, too late. But what else? Remember this room? I sure do. It's that room we went to 3 times before. Now you're finally on the other side of the gate. And it's not even the last time we'll come back to this room. Luckily, this one stays up. You don't have to hold that switch down. Right back where we started. And we still can't get through that gate on the left side of the screen there. That's an exit gate. You gotta come from the other side. Meh, I'll take him. So this is another sink sand puzzle, just like you had... Hey, fuck off. I mean... Leave me alone, you spume. Just like you had with the submerged fence in the future. You gotta walk along these paths, and this one's right about yonder-wise. And it's hard because the sand sea is moving left to right, and it throws off your direction. Walk forward here, along this path, until you hit this platform on the left, and you walk straight to this platform. Crawl through this tunnel for a sweet little nothing. You'll return right back to this room as soon as you're done. It's kind of a maze tunnel, but not really. Because there's no wrong way, it's just dead ends with that robot picture going, "No, no, don't go this way!" And some of them have a ruby, like this one. Okay, you got your ruby. No! Back it up! This poster here with the 3 ancient robots says Factory. F-A-C-T, hidden behind that guy, O-R-Y. Yay, I don't need it, but that is okay. You only need 3 of them. And I think I've already spent 1. Hey, look, it's this room again that I go back to a lot. Easiest way is probably to roll a bomb. Oh, yeah. Of course, the sand sea is rolling everything. Go forward. What? Uh-oh. I was gonna say, go forward until you're parallel with that platform on the right. Oh yeah. If you would otherwise die, the game's like, no, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. That's cool. You didn't actually fall off that cliff to your death. You can check this on the map, but basically walk until you're parallel with the edge of this, and then go forward. I explained it before, but to roll a bomb, you just point the Wii remote downward, and then swing it up. Now do this the old-fashioned way. Before you go crawling through that hole behind that sand dune, you'll want to grab these 2. Well, if you're a completist. You'll want to grab these 2 sand dunes, because you're not coming back to this room for a while. Same deal here. Robots are like, no, not this way! But I think there's another green rupee in it for you, yeah. You can hustle through these tunnels, which I like to do. Ooh, 3D animation from 1995. This was cutting edge. No, not this way! Let's just go backwards. No! Yay, another room! This is the room where I go a little bit nuts, but that's okay. I do so that you don't have to. Actually, I might have trouble hitting him from here. Charge! So the deal with this room is that there are blades that shoot through the ground. And to figure out where the blades are, you gotta blow away the sand. There are also things hidden under the sand. So, on regular mode, not hero mode, the second time through, I like to go through and blow all the sand away. And it takes a little minute. But it makes me happy. I won't do it on hero mode because I already did, and I won't waste your time, even though you can just skip to the end of the video. But I will do it this first time through, just to prove someone has and that you can. There's some dirty parts, like right here where I'm blasting the gust bellows. That stuff doesn't go away. It's like a stain. If you have a leftover little pile of sand, just keep blasting it. It'll go. The problem is when you hit some sand, it'll sink a little bit and shift. So if you hit around it, notice right there, it kind of changed shape. If you hit around it, it'll go down, but what's more efficient is to just keep blasting it. Hold your gust bellows in one place. Just keep hitting it. The game does kind of reward you for going above and beyond like that. Like checking all the things, blowing away all the sand. I was only going to swing my sword. And again, this is where this game gets a little goofy. The aiming on things like this just gets off. To their credit, they did give you a way to recenter it, but that's just the Wii. It's a game system for people who don't play video games. And good for Nintendo, they tapped a whole market of non-gamers, like the elderly and soccer moms with Wii Fit and all that. And that's cool. That's just good marketing. But unfortunately, they kind of made a game system that was good enough. And not one that was actually great. But once you get used to the controls, it is a fun game. You just have to work around the controls, which I don't think you should have to do in a game. It took me a long time to adjust to these controls. You can see that when you blast the gust bellows on the floor, there's a little circle, like a little target. That'll hit the floor. Kind of like a vacuum. It's like Luigi's Mansion or something. Or Super Mario Sunshine kind of reminds me of that. Even though I only played like one level of that. For some reason I just didn't care for it. Then I started calling it Stupid Mario Sunshine. With the gust bellows you can blow these pots around. You can even usually break them if they roll hard enough, far enough. I don't think I need a fairy, but I'll take it. Just this last little corner. And this is where the game rewards you. There's a little treasure chest over here. Which you can see on the map. So if you look at the map, you're like, ooh, how do I get that chest? Because if you ask me, I think getting all the chests and all the dungeons is part of a 100% playthrough. Even if it's something stupid, like this one, it's actually only 20 rupees. I wonder where all this dust goes. That's what blows my mind. It'd just become airborne. Right? And you'd just be like inhaling it. There are some vents kind of on the side. I guess that's what these are supposed to be. Or maybe they just go down the spike holes. Which would just plug the spike holes. The sand would come right back out when the spikes shoot back out. Whatevs. Another trick. If you've got little specks like this that you want to clear out because you got a little bit of obsessiveness like me, then instead of moving your Wii remote, just move the control stick. Moving forward and backwards seems to really help. Yay for red rupees! I saw a little speck over there. I thought I could get that. There you go. That's the switch to open the door to exit this room. Go back, make sure I didn't miss a spot, because I'm like that. Okay. This actually makes it easier to see, too, which is why I want to do this first time and not on hero mode. So you drop down from up there, and there's sand around here. Going left is nothing, it's just a dead end. So you go forward, go right around these spikes, then hang left, kind of trace the wall, if you will, because there's this little alcove here that goes nowhere. Some pots over here you can get. Trace the staircase just on its left, and then you can go left again as soon as you hit the spike row. And hit the switch. And then curl around if you'd like. To come over here and get the rupee. And you gotta retrace your steps. It's also beneficial, maybe you're doing a run where you don't want to lose a single heart or something. Or maybe on hero mode, where there are no hearts that spawn. I cleaned the whole room. Magnificent. You guys, you'll never guess what room we're in again. That's the other side, crawled through there to get to the room with all the sand. This little switch here is to recall this minecart, should you need to. It's this kind of roving time shift stone mechanic. Okay, here we go. It's another centrobe. If the missile goes outside of the past, it'll disappear. Just to prove you can use a sword slash to get that, but I find it's easier to use a shield bash. No! No! Oh, my ropey! No! Well, I got one of them. This is another mechanic. You can pull this minecart to this side, should you need to. Which is stupid, because that's kind of the way you come back. You're supposed to come from that side back to over here. That's this weird little fan game. Big ol' yellow choo-choo right here. Bomb will be the easiest way to deal with that. The only benefit to coming up here is that you can save.